April 2025. The sun rises over the Philippine archipelago, marking the dawn of an era defined by renewed national strength and sovereignty. Over 1,700 dedicated military personnel, more than 20 advanced fighter aircraft, and the resounding thunder of jet engines herald cope. Thunder 25-1, not merely an international air exercise, but a bold proclamation of national revival and strategic intent. At the strategic core of this transformation is the U.S. government's approval to sell 20 F-16 fighter jets to the Philippines, a deal valued at $5.6 billion that transcends a conventional arms transfer. This decision reflects a deep commitment to modernizing defense capabilities amid escalating pressures in the South China Sea. With 79% of a projected $5.1 billion aircraft procurement budget now allocated for combat aircraft acquisitions over the next decade, the Philippine Air Force, PAF, is emerging as a formidable force capable of safeguarding sovereignty and influencing the security dynamics of the Indo-Pacific. Amid the rising geopolitical tensions in the South China Sea, the F-16s will act as both sword and shield. These battle-proven, NATO-compatible aircraft, equipped with precision-guided munitions and cutting-edge avionics, are set to enable relentless deterrent patrols and rapid interceptions of airspace intrusions. This modernization effort, integral to the Horizon 3 military upgrade program, is further bolstered by strategic partnerships such as the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, and reinforced through regular joint exercises like Balakatan. The revival of COPE Thunder, enhanced this year with its inaugural International Observer Program, has transformed the skies into a stage for regional solidarity and mutual learning. Observers from Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Australia, and Japan now converge to witness firsthand the evolution of a force determined to secure not only national airspace, but also the broader stability of a free and open Indo-Pacific. Since its establishment in 1947, the Philippine Air Force has borne the weighty responsibility of defending a vast and geographically diverse archipelago, supporting ground and naval operations, and providing humanitarian assistance during natural calamities. Historically constrained by limited resources and aging equipment, the PAF has faced significant operational challenges. However, with the changing strategic environment and emerging threats in the South China Sea, the force has embarked on a path of unprecedented modernization under the revised AFP Modernization Program. Advancements include the acquisition of state-of-the-art trainer jets, attack helicopters, surveillance platforms, and sophisticated air defense systems, all aimed at recalibrating mission capability to meet contemporary challenges. The F-16 acquisition, representing a $5.6 billion investment, signals the transition from legacy platforms to a modern, interoperable, and intrinsically robust air power. Coupled with strengthened defense alliances with partners such as the United States and the rigorous conduct of joint exercises, the PAF now stands as a vigilant guardian of national airspace and a pivotal force in maintaining a stable and prosperous region. This strategic realignment transcends mere hardware upgrades. It embodies long-term national aspirations for self-reliance, regional influence, and the preservation of historical heritage. The skies over the Philippines now serve as both a battleground and a canvas, illustrating a resolute commitment to secure a future that honors a proud past and vibrant national aspirations. Born in 1947 from the remnants of the Philippine Army Air Corps and the crucible of World War II, the PAF emerged in the wake of conflict with a profound sense of duty and an indomitable spirit. Early Filipino pilots, flying aircraft as modest as the P-26 Peashooter, were not only combatants, but symbols of national determination, a determination that later evolved amid internal struggles like the Hukbalahap insurgency when the Air Force was forced to fight on multiple fronts with limited resources and a deep reliance on American military aid. During the Cold War, the American presence in Clark and Subic Bay transformed the PAF into an air arm more capable of meeting the strategic demands of the era. With the arrival of modern jet fighters like the F-86 Sabre and T-33, the Air Force was rapidly integrated into the broader U.S. defense strategy in the region. Yet, even as it absorbed these advanced technologies, the PAF's primary focus remained on internal security and counterinsurgency. This period was marked by a dual legacy, one that underscored the benefits of close U.S. military cooperation, and another that highlighted the inherent vulnerabilities of a force still grappling with doctrinal and operational challenges rooted in its formative years. The closure of U.S. bases in 1991 signified not merely the end of an era, but exposed the fragilities of a military institution that had long depended on external support. Throughout the 1990s and early 21st century, the PAF's aging fleet became emblematic of a broader struggle, a nation caught between limited resources and an escalating regional security dilemma. As China steadily expanded its influence in the South China Sea, despite these setbacks, the Philippine Air Force maintained a persistent commitment to defending the nation's skies, a commitment that continues to inspire efforts toward modernization and strategic renewal. For decades, the Philippine Air Force, PAF, operated with aging aircraft and minimal deterrence capabilities, relying on hand-me-downs and limited defense spending. By the early 2010s, the situation had become dire. There were no operational fighter jets in the fleet. This left the country vulnerable, especially with the increasing frequency of Chinese incursions into the West Philippine Sea. These realities spurred a nationwide call to action, culminating in the launch of the Revised Armed Forces of the Philippines Modernization Program, RAFPMP, a long-term plan to rebuild and upgrade military capabilities in 3 stages. Horizon 1, 2013 to 2017. Horizon 2, 2018 to 2022, and Horizon 3, 2023 to 2028. A cornerstone of the modernization drive was the acquisition of new combat aircraft. In 2014, the PAF struck a $420 million deal with South Korea's Korea Aerospace Industries, KAI, for 12 FA-50PH Golden Eagle light fighter jets. These aircraft can reach Mach 1.5 and are armed with laser and radar-guided munitions, making them capable of performing both air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. Though classified as light fighters, the FA-50s have given the PAF a much-needed tactical advantage, enabling pilots to train, patrol, and defend Philippine airspace more effectively. Beyond fighters, the PAF also invested in expanding its support and transport capabilities. It acquired 16 S-70IR's Black Hawk helicopters from Poland, used for both troop movement and humanitarian missions. These were complemented by a growing fleet of C-130 Hercules for heavy lift and Airbus C-295M aircraft for medium-range transport. The PAF also added Bell 412 EPs and Super Tucano 2 9Bs, bolstering both versatility and firepower in internal security and close air support roles. Maritime domain awareness has become another key pillar of modernization. The PAF has deployed Gulfstream G-280 command aircraft, light lift NC-212I aircraft, and a growing inventory of unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, for intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, ISR missions. These assets are critical in monitoring the vast Philippine coastline, especially amid rising tensions in the South China Sea. Long-range ground radar systems and enhanced ISR coverage now offer better early warning and response coordination. As of early 2025, the Philippine Air Force operates a revitalized inventory. 12 FA-50PH fighters, 5 C-130 Hercules, 7 C-295 MEMS, 16 S-70I Black Hawks, 8 Bell 412 EPs, 4 Super Tucanos, and 2 Gulfstream G-280s for command missions. In terms of manpower, the PAF has grown to over 17,000 active personnel, with a significant focus on training through simulation programs and international military exercises like Balikatan, Cope Thunder, and engagements with ASEAN partners. Despite these gains, challenges remain. The PAF still lacks true multi-role fourth-generation fighters, with hopes pinned on the approved $5.6 billion F-16 acquisition deal with the United States. It also lacks robust air defense and missile deterrence systems, and maritime patrol capabilities remain stretched thin for an archipelago of over 7,600 islands. Nevertheless, the modernization program has transformed the PAF from a grounded force into an emerging air power, committed to defending national sovereignty and supporting regional stability in the Indo-Pacific.
You're sailing within the Philippine exclusive economic zone. What is your intention? Over.
In the face of escalating maritime disputes and regional power plays, the Philippine Air Force is on the verge of a generational leap. At the heart of this transformation is the proposed acquisition of 20 F-16 Fighting Falcons, the most advanced combat aircraft the PAF has ever pursued. The deal, approved by the U.S. government and valued at approximately $5.58 billion, includes 16 F-16C single-seat fighters and 4 F-16D two-seaters, all in the Block 70/72 configuration, the most modern variant available for export. The package goes beyond the airframes. It includes cutting-edge systems like the ANAPG-83SA-BRAESA radar, providing high-resolution targeting even in cluttered environments. The AN/AAQ-33 Sniper Advanced Targeting Pod allows laser-guided precision bombing and long-range target tracking. Electronic warfare is covered by the AN/ALQ-254 Viper Shield, capable of jamming threats and spoofing enemy radar. The weapon suite features AIM-120 AMRAAMs, AIM-9X Sidewinders, GBU-39/B, small-diameter bombs, joint direct attack munitions, and Mark 82/84 general-purpose bombs. All U.S. and NATO standard, ensuring full interoperability in multinational operations. Strategically, this acquisition does more than upgrade aircraft. It redefines the Philippines' defense posture. For the first time in over 4 decades, the country will have a fleet capable of true air superiority and deep strike missions. It sends a clear signal to rivals and allies alike. The Philippines is no longer a passive observer in the Indo-Pacific. It's building a credible deterrent. The move also deepens ties under the U.S.-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty, boosting combined force readiness through exercises like Cope Thunder and Balikatan, where these F-16 aircraft will seamlessly integrate with allied aircraft. Of course, the price tag, $5.58 billion, raises eyebrows in a developing economy. To manage this, proposals are on the table for long-term U.S. foreign military financing, including favorable loan terms and possibly phased delivery schedules. This acquisition may be the largest in Philippine military history, but it's also seen as an investment in national survival, regional stability, and a free and open Indo-Pacific. The acquisition of F-16s represents a pivotal leap forward for the Philippine Air Force, yet challenges remain in evolving a modest fleet into a formidable deterrent. Challenges underscored when contrasted with China's overwhelming air power and the deep capabilities provided by Allied support as a force multiplier. China's air power, with an inventory surpassing 3,300 aircraft, including 1,212 fighter jets and advanced stealth platforms such as the J-20, illustrates not only numerical superiority, but also a significant technological advantage in drone systems, electronic warfare, and fifth-generation fighters. In stark contrast, the Philippines maintains a modest fleet of just over 200 aircraft without dedicated fighter jets, and historically depends on allies for strategic air defense and deterrence. Integrating the advanced F-16s into the existing force structure demands a comprehensive transformation. This process involves overhauling logistics, modernizing air doctrine, and establishing rigorous training regimes for pilots and ground crews. The transition to operating fourth-generation fighters upgraded with fifth-generation capabilities requires sophisticated technical instruction, extensive foreign exchange programs, and long-term investments in local expertise. Furthermore, the financial commitments for fuel, spare parts, software upgrades, and supporting infrastructure present substantial sustainment challenges that must be meticulously balanced against broader developmental priorities. The outlook, however, remains cautiously optimistic. The F-16 acquisition is envisioned as a foundational launchpad within the broader Horizon 3 modernization program that anticipates the procurement of additional multi-role fighters, advanced surveillance platforms, and cutting-edge drones. Regional security dynamics intensify the need for comprehensive maritime domain awareness and enhanced interoperability during joint operations. Here, the concept of a force multiplier is integral, as the coordinated capabilities of the Philippines' allies substantially enhance overall regional deterrence and collective response capacity. For instance, the United States contributes an air force of over 13,000 aircraft, including advanced stealth fighters like the F-22 and F-35, while Japan and South Korea complement these assets with modern fighters and innovative platforms such as the KF-21 and F-35. Each incremental upgrade and strategic reform in the Philippine Air Force serves as a potent affirmation of national resolve and contributes to building an agile, interoperable air power. By leveraging these allied capabilities as force multipliers, the Philippines is better positioned to safeguard its airspace, support allied missions, and assert its territorial sovereignty in an increasingly complex and contested Indo-Pacific region.